And we welcome you to the Stan Sheriff Center, joining live action right off the bat. The Hawaiian Tell FCU starting lineup scrolling in the bottom right corner of your screen. Kupono Faye out the gate with a hammer to get Hawaii on the board. 1 serving 0. The Rainbow Warriors defeating the Cardinal last night in straight sets. That has been the story for Hawaii over a stretch of now 9 matches, winning 25, 22, 17, and 22. Last night they have run, as we mentioned, their consecutive set streak to 29. That ties the all-time program record. They also have a chance to tie the all-time program record for consecutive home victories. They've won 18 straight in this building dating back to last year. Outside it goes to Stein van Tilburg. 21 kills last night, C-Mac, and gets started where he left off.
Yeah, I know that one thing for sure, that the Stanford scouting report has got Stein van Tilburg listed as the most hunted man on Hawaii's team. They want to get 2 guys up on him all night long, but you know, even when they get 2 guys up on him, he's tough to stop.
His average on the season now up to 4.56 kills per set, and the triple block was up to turn back Gabriel Vega, the Iolani product, now a 5th-year senior for Stanford, and not a very warm welcome home here on his first swing of the night.
Gabo had a pretty good night last night, though. He led the card with 11 kills, 3 errors. He had 421 last night, so he was one of the shining stars.
Good pass there by Gabo. He'll get the set on the outside. Solo roof! Stein van Tilburg saying, oh, no, you don't.
About 2 weeks ago, Stein was asked, what do you like better, a kill or a stuff block? He says, oh, I've been working very hard on my blocking this year. I much prefer the stuff block. And he got one right there. 7th
solo deal of the season for Stein, and it's 4 serving 1. Hawaii jumping out the gate. Here's Kupono Faye with the serve. They go back row middle, and that's Clay Jones, dug up back over the net by Franciscovich. Now the middle goes to Kevin Rakestraw, and the 7-foot redshirt junior able to put it down, and Stanford gets it back.
Bit of a mismatch there. 7-foot Rakestraw going up against half a foot smaller Henrik Moll in the middle, who's only 6'6".
You mentioned they want to get Rakestraw more opportunities tonight. Just 7 swings last night, did have 4 kills. Jennings Franciscovich goes backside to Stein.
That block was well formed. Clay Jones and Rakestraw lining up on Van Tilburg, but you know, Van Tilburg sees the block well formed. He just tends to go over, around, or even through sometimes.
John Costi, 11th-year head coach for Stanford, coming into the arena tonight saying, well, we are going to have to make some adjustments on number 4, Stein van Tilburg. Miscommunication there for Stanford. Brett Rosenmeyer gets the swing, but catches it fat and it sails long. But easier said than done, getting back to John Costi and the discussion of just trying to track or hedge or somehow minimize the damage done by Stein van Tilburg.
He's been the Terminator, much like Umlauf was a few years ago, from Germany.
Rakestraw with the serve here for Stanford. Middle set goes to Pat Gassman. Rakestraw the dig. Gassman will get a swing, and he is blocked by Stephen Moy, the 6'9" freshman. It was mano a mano, and Moy got the job done.
Moy goes right up in that 50-50 ball there and gets the better of Gassman. Great block by the young man who was player of the year in El Segundo a couple of years ago when they won the CIF championship.
Back row middle, that's Kupono Faye, and that's a good sign. 2nd kill for him on as many attempts. The outside hitters for Hawaii, Kupono Faye and Brett Rosenmeyer. Stanford can say they did a pretty decent job on them last night.
Yeah, they did. They held the outside hitters to Rosenmeyer hit 154, Kupono Faye hit 222. Those are playing good defense against those 2 pin hitters.
Yeah, below their averages for the season. That one blasted wide by Clay Jones. Hawaii back up 3. So Stanford, after the loss last night, now 11-8 overall in the season. They're 6-6 in the MPSF. Currently 6th place of the conference. Here's Eric Beatty with the swing. He's able to pound it off the block. It falls on the Hawaii side of the court. Point Stanford. Hawaii coming in 19-2 now. The only 2 losses were on the road at Long Beach State. 9-2 in the MPSF. And just 1 back in the loss column of Long Beach State and BYU.
And Long Beach State and BYU have yet to play each other. I think they'll be playing each other maybe the last week of the regular season. So that will be interesting to see how Hawaii could move up if they can make a run here and split with BYU at BYU next week and hopefully do the same thing with UCLA.
The swing by Jones, popped up by Tui. Great chase down there by Stein. We play on. Backside, it's Jones again off the fingertips. Rosie the dig. Outside, Faye, quick jump. Got the touch. Got the kill and gets the point for Hawaii. Another scramble play that goes the way of the Rainbow.
Some terrific scrambling by Hawaii. You know, last night, and here we see the touch right there. The ball's touched by, it looks like Moik touched it, but last night we saw so many Stanford scrambles. They were getting the better of Hawaii all night long. They had 5 digs free of Hawaii all night long, despite the fact Hawaii has had the best digging percentage in the conference.
Jones blocked and roofed. Gassman and Kupono-Faye saying ole. And a timeout by John Costi, and it comes early in set 1. The Rainbow Roofers in effect. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match. What do you got, C-Mac?
Well, for Stanford, it's the man in the middle. They've got to get more balls set to the middle. Only 12 of 74, 16% last night, especially Rakestraw. He only had 7 sets all night long. And for Hawaii, they've got to, I guess, play naked, as you would say. Keep streaking. 29 sets they got going, and 30's going to break it if they get to 30 sets in a row.
The swing by Jones gets it down. There's a Hendrick Mole birthday suit joke in there somewhere from last night's match, but we'll just leave it alone. 6 serving 10 here for Stanford. An early timeout called by John Costi just moments ago. Jones with the serve. Jennings Franciscovich goes outside to Faye, and he blows it up again. Kupono-Faye.
He's on fire.
4 swings, 4 kills.
He is on fire. Watch him slide to the outside, go in, 2-step approach. Not a real long run-up on that one, but he gets good height. Nice explosion. Quick arm swing.
7 kills, 8 digs, 2 blocks last night. And Pat Gassman follows things up with an ace out of the deck. And Hawaii has Stanford doubled up here in the first largest lead of this opening stanza.
Gassman last night had 1 ace, 1 error, but he only served 5 times. Normally he has more serving runs than just that. We'll see if he goes on a longer run tonight.
Also had 0 blocks last night, which is a bit of a rarity for him. Give him a dig right there, though. Faye against the double block, those high hands. Enriquez, the chase down dig. Vega off the block, right there is Stein. Hawaii in control. Jennings able to catch him sleeping despite the diving effort of Evan Enriquez.
Jennings Franciscovich, I'll tell you, when he's in the front row, he is a threat. And on a free ball pass like that, the player's going to try to get the ball tight to the net so he can make shots like that. Get up high with his 42-inch leap.
Stanford playing it similarly to how they did last night. They weren't really looking for Jennings on those plays, playing the odds perhaps.
Nice cover by Enriquez there.
Stein the diving dig, middle set. Mole just taps it straight down. And Hawaii already looking sharper in this opening set than they did even last night, Chris.
Well, the first thing Charlie Wade told us last night after the match was, we were not sharp. We've got to play sharper.
Timeout, Stanford. Hawaii up 8.
Rainbow Warrior Volleyball on OCSports is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii, Kaiser Permanente, and Island Air.
Welcome back. As we take in the serve by Patrick Gassman out of the timeout. Right side set goes to Eric Beatty. Popped up in the air by Franciscovich. Here's Stein off the set from Rosenmeyer. Curls it down. 3 swings for Stein. 3 kills. Time for for the series record, sponsored by Aston Hotels and Resorts. Hawaii leading the series now 40-38. Very tightly contested all-time series. They've played a bunch, though, but Hawaii taken last night in sweeping fashion. And right now, in this media timeout, the Rainbow Warriors riding a 5-point run here. John Costi took his second timeout at 14 with the media timeout right around the corner. That was kind of an odd decision there.
Very unusual. I think he saw the wheels coming off a little bit, especially in the passing pattern. Just wasn't working, wasn't flowing at all. And he wanted to stop the bleeding ASAP.
Hawaii hitting .538 here in this opening set.
And siding out at 83%. And Stanford hitting negative .062, siding out at 33%. Those are not good numbers at all.
Yeah, we're actually combining for a better hitting percentage than Stanford to this point in the match.
And yes, we are. So I'm hitting 0 and you're hitting 0, and Stanford's negative .062.
Hawaii up 15-6 here. Stanford was preseason picked to finish 7th in the MPSF. Hawaii preseason picked 6th. BYU the favorite. And they're up there with one loss atop the standings with Long Beach State. But
yeah, I'm sure Charlie Wade is reminding himself that this is the same Stanford team that beat SC 3-0. They went 3 really hard matches, hard sets with Ohio State. They beat number 4 at the time, UCLA, 3-2. So they've had some good wins, and at any time, they can explode. But tonight, with this hometown crowd and the streak alive, and how well, what a good start they've gotten off to, they just seem like they're got so much momentum. They're unstoppable right now.
Gassman out of the timeout. Forces the overpass. Mole drifting off the net was dug up there by Jones, but they're going to give the point to Hawaii because of a net violation against the Cardinals. So it's now a double-digit lead for the Rainbow Warriors. And you mentioned the streak, Chris. And hey, look, they've gone up, fortunately, against some teams that were dealing with some injury issues, say what you will, but you're still talking about nationally ranked teams. You're still talking about MPSF opponents. For that to be a huge portion of this streak, where they have not only won a bunch of consecutive matches, but have done so by sweeping teams. I mean, this is pretty intense.
Yeah, it's pretty unheard of. Of course, Charlie would be the first to admit that the weaker part of their schedule came in the front half of their season. The harder part of their schedule is the back half. But even getting through this front half the way they have, and the way they have, is just nothing short of amazing.
Jennings goes middle to Hendrick Mole. Man, that's like clockwork right now. Stanford's going to have to commit somebody to Hendrick Mole here real soon.
Yeah, by the way, I love the comment he made during the timeout. Hawaii may be the only team in the country who's benching arguably their most dynamic attacker. I think Stein Van Tilburg would question that, but to have Parapunov on the bench game after game is something that's I think is very, very rare. You won't see anywhere else in the country.
Yeah, how scary is that? Middle set, that's Rakestraw. Popped up by Jennings, but Hawaii can't return it. Good effort. Another scramble play, but what was interesting about last night's match is Stanford, perhaps better than any opponent for Hawaii in this building this year, was able to hang with the Rainbows on said scramble plays. They won a lot of those marathon sequences.
Exactly. They were out-digging them all night long. And at the end, I think it was Stanford outdug Hawaii 29-26 for the night. I don't think Hawaii's been outdug by anybody this year.
Back row said it's Rosenmeyer. What a dig by Enriquez. That was pretty. And then you have Beatty off balance, swinging and sending it long. So a point for the Rainbow Warriors. But Evan Enriquez had 10 digs last night. The 6'2 junior from Punaluu out of Kamehameha on the Big Island.
Returning first team All-American. He's the glue of that team, I'll tell you.
18 serving 8. And Faye sends it long.
Ooh, not by much.
Stanford hit negative .053 to this point. The Rainbow Warriors a gaudy .529. They have dominated this opening stanza to this point.
For those who don't know, Hawaii's hitting .320 on the year, so they're 200 points above their average.
Vega didn't miss that one by much either. But it goes long, and it's a point for Hawaii. One thing that Charlie Wade did say after the match last night is contrary to what many people would maybe assume, he thought Hawaii would come out and play better in night 2. He says that's sort of been our MO, especially at certain positions, as you see that one put down by Clay Jones. He says Jennings Franciskovic has a tendency to play better on night 2. I don't necessarily think that we can expect the drop-off. We haven't really been that kind of team this year.
No, we haven't. And I think a lot of credit's got to go to Jennings and his all the work he's done in the weight room this year. He came in the best shape of his life, worked hard in the fall. And the reason he goes night 1 and night 2 so well, studies the scouting chart like he knows like the back of his hand, watches extra film, doing all the little things it takes to make a good team great.
Missed 2 days of practice this week dealing with strep throat. Set goes middle, one-handed up in the air by Stein on the swing by Moy. Rosenmeyer down the line, popped up by Beatty, but to no avail. Great effort by Enriquez, but it's another point for Hawaii. And enter Joe Worsley and enter the aforementioned Rado Parapunov for Stein von Silber.
I think it's a smart move by Charlie Wade. He's got an 11-point lead, game well in hand. Now he gives a guy who's very important to them, Parapunov, very important he gets some playing time against an MPSF team, quality playing time.
And you talked about it. I mean, that's kind of the incredible thing about this team is Parapunov might be their best pure hitter, and he doesn't play. What a diving save by Tui. That's off the ricochet. Rosenmeyer deep corner, just long, no touch up front. I mean, for Parapunov to be, because of the way Stein von Silberg is playing, to be relatively expendable, at least in terms of his playing time as a starter, I mean, that's just incredible.
Exactly.
Obviously, best case scenario will be the development of both those guys where they can figure out a way to have them both out there.
And I think that may be one of Charlie Wade's goals is to get both players in the court at the same time. But clearly, to get Rado some time right now here in the first set, I think it's absolutely crucial.
22 serving 11, Rosenmeyer the jump serve. Outside, the swing by Beatty. Misses it long, point for Hawaii. I mean, were you expecting this to start tonight's match?
Not at all. I expected it to be much closer, and I wouldn't put Stanford out of the picture in the second set. And if Hawaii falls back in their laurels too much, gets too cocky, watch out for Stanford to come back on them.
Yeah, still a long ways to go, but so far Hawaii dominant here tonight. Good looking swing there by Eric Beatty.
Spot, just no penetration over on that block. Aspen got there a little bit late, just put his arm straight up, and the ball went down in between his forearms and the net.
Yeah,
got to penetrate.
If that block gets united, you're talking 6'10", Gassman, 6'9", Parapunov. Good luck with that.
Pretty big block. Here's a guy who can serve, by the way, Kyle Dagasiu. He's got a whip of an arm.
Second on the team with 13 aces. Great pass by Fay. Here's Rado! Bringing the thunder!
Oh, the fans just love it. They just lit up there. It's like 4,000 people all at once cheering that swing right there.
And it's aloha ball for Hawaii. 24 serving 12. One more point, and they would set a new program record for consecutive sets won. This would be number 30, and James Anastasiadis serves for the set. Vega over the double block, and Kupono-Fei goes up over Tiff Wells doing the radio call across the way.
That reminded me of Eric Kalima a few years ago in the early 90s. He went right over that, the press box over there and into the stands about 3 rows in to recover a ball. Legendary.
There's Tiff. Not even breaking a sweat. He wasn't worried.
He wasn't.
Still aloha ball here for Hawaii in the first. Worsley sets up Rado. Gets it down. Point Hawaii. It's a new record. The streak continues as we bring you tonight's Jack Fact. With that Parapunov kill, Hawaii has now set a school record 30 consecutive sets dating back to February 4th. During the streak, the Rainbow Warriors are hitting .378 and have won 19 sets by 5 or more points. The run continues. Set 1 goes to the Bows. They'll swap sides and do it again when we come back.
Big Island Candies, the perfect place to find the perfect gift. Visit them at their flagship store in Hilo at Ala Moana Center or online at bigislandcandies.com to see their amazing selection, including delicious chocolate-dipped shortbreads.
Error-free offensive volleyball for Kupono-Fe in that opening set, Chris. 4 kills, 6 attacks, hitting .667.
Big numbers for Kupono. You know, your outside hitters, if you get 250 to 270 out of them for a kill percentage, you'll accept that every night, night in and night out. So for him to be hitting .667, that's a bonus. And here's Van Tilburg. He goes up. He's got 3 kills, no errors. He's in the 1,000 right now in 3 swings. And his compatriot, Parapunov, he's got 2 kills, 2 errors. So the opposites for Hawaii are basically hitting 1,000.
Yeah.
Hawaii cited out at 92%. By the way, 68 is good. Hawaii's at 92. Stanford cited out at 47% and hit .040.
Hawaii hit 500 as a squad. Complete and utter domination in that opening set. Stanford looking to bounce back here in set 2. It was 25-13. Hawaii in that opener. Jennings with the joust against Rakestraw, but off the ricochet. Good ad-libbing there by Gabriel Vega. And that's the start that the Cardinal needed.
Different start than last round. They got down 4-0 and then got down 10-5 in a hurry. I'm sure they want to get out of the gate a little quicker this time.
Stephen Moy with the serve. And that's not the follow-up to the start that they needed. This is a freshman class for Stanford, which was rated #1 as a recruiting class by volleyballmag.com. And so John Costi's saying, hey, look, we're going to have to live with some of the inexperience-related errors that we made last night. He says, I'm willing to live with that because it will pay off for us as a program a season or 2 down the road. Good looking swing again by Gabo Vega.
We've got to remember, I think we mentioned yet tonight, that Stanford did not travel with their most productive hitter, Jordan Eward, who leads them in kills per set, leads them in points per set, and leads them in aces, total aces.
He's missing his second weekend of action after rolling up his ankle, and Kupono-Fe is locked in right now as he goes down the line with authority right there.
Going up against his very close friend.
Yeah, that was a good old Punahou Iolani matchup over there on the outside.
Yeah, and then he went up against his good buddy Evan Enriquez as well. Tuileta is very close with Enriquez as well. They've all played junior club volleyball together.
Rakestraw. That's what you said will be key tonight for Stanford if they can get big Kevin Rakestraw going.
First set, Rakestraw got 3 sets, killed 2 of them. Here he gets his 4th set of the night. Last night he only had 7 all night long, so they will try to get to him whenever they can.
Here's Vega applying the jump serve. Passed by Rosenmeyer. One-hand set from Franciscovic to Mole. Rakestraw went up with Jennings, and Mole had an open court all to himself.
Let's see if Jennings gets this ball. He gets on his own side of the net. Good control. Once again, with his jumping ability, he intercepts balls that are going over the net with sheerly his jumping ability.
Did you see the point of contact on that set? He was up higher than the 7-footer. Rakestraw, arms extended. Vega! Oh, they're going to say that he stepped on the line. The same violation that occurred on match point last night. Vega trying to hit a pipe set, stepped on that 3-meter line. So, back row attacker foul, and Hawaii gets the point. Hendrik Mole with the serve. Pass by Enriquez was incredible. Down the line, it's Jones dug up, but a net violation this time against Hawaii.
Stein Van Tilburg into the net.
Need tickets to an upcoming UH contest? Visit HawaiiAthletics.com. Call 944-BOWS or visit the Stan Sheriff Center box office. 3 easy ways to get your seats for exciting UH sports action. Franciscovich goes backside to Stein. Dug up, but the sheer force sent that one clear past the end line on the other side of the net.
You know, he hits it so hard. If he hits him to block, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to go out. If he hits down the line on a digger, there's a pretty good chance it's not going to be controlled. So the sheer velocity of Stein's hits cause all kinds of problems for the other team.
Now coming with the jump serve. Set goes back row to Vega. The dink covered by Tuileta. Franciscovich sets up Stein from the back row. Dug up over the net. Oh, diving one-handed save by Enriquez. Free ball coming now for Hawaii. Franciscovich outside to Rosenmeyer. Two-handed up by Vega. What a sequence here. Here's Beatty blocked. Vega will get a swing out of it from the back row. But he gets the gas face from Pat Gassman.
Watch Enriquez get this ball on a dump shot by Franciscovich. That's a tough get right there. And there's the end of the play right there with Gassman finding a way to get that ball to the floor, starting to block better, serve better, and dig better.
One hand set, diving save there by Stein. Rosenmeyer blocked and roofed. Smothered by a pair of Frosch, Paul Bischoff, and Stephen Moy.
Solid block by the card there. Well formed. And Rosie struggling against that block right now. Rosie now 1 kill, 3 errors, hitting negative 286.
Jennings tried to go over on that second touch. A little patty cake game at the net. Now the set goes to Jones off the block and out. Some resourcefulness from this Stanford Cardinal team.
Great back set from Enriquez, Evan Enriquez. That was beautiful. And Jones tooling the block down the line. Something he didn't do as much last night as I thought he would. Looks like tonight it's might be a pattern.
Here's Paul Bischoff. Freshman setter. He was fantastic last night at times for Stanford. But Hawaii, pretty good senior setter on its side of the net. Jennings Franciscovich finding Kupono Fe. Keep feet in the hot hand, as they say.
He knows where his hot hitters are, and he's really good at feeding them when they're got it going.
We mentioned dealing with the strep throat last week, or earlier this week, I should say, and he said he started to feel the fatigue a little bit last night, more so than what is the norm. As you see the update from Lex Murakami Stadium, Hawaii up on Sacred Heart 4-1, and Rainbow Wahine softball topping Marist 2-0. So another victory for the Lady Bows. 7 serving 7. Franciscovich, D-set, goes to Stein. What a dig by Enriquez. Bump set, Vega, two-handed in the air by Rosenmeyer. Von Tilburg get another crack at it. Put a little English on it, but it was popped up by Bischoff. Vega plugs it through the double block and gets it down on the Hawaii side.
Once again, Gassman, I don't think he got any kind of penetration over the net. The ball went over the net and into his forearms and straight down. It looked like it was a stuffed block, but it really went on Hawaii's side of the net. Good swing by Vega.
Franciscovich this time goes outside to Kupono Fe. Popped up there by Jones. He'll get the swing from the back row. Didn't put enough on it.
Now, this set is more like what I expected tonight to be. When in the first set was an anomaly.
Matt Gassman now back to serve. High toss, and it's an ace. That one fell off of a table as it crossed the net.
You got to remember, he tosses it high because he is high. At 6'10", he can toss it as high as he wants, and he'll get it.
Yeah, no, this thing is colder when it comes down than when he first tosses it. Look how high this thing goes.
It's like Yuval Kotz used to do it. He used to throw way high.
Beatty popped up by Stein. Franciscovich will be able to set up Fay. Double block up. The dig snips out by Vega. Advantage Cardinal. Here's Beatty again. Blocked and room. Hendrik Moll his fingerprints all over that one.
Birthday boy getting out to that left side, closing the block quickly. See how quickly gets out there, presses over. Not much room between his forearms and the cable.
And serving 8. Another good serve by Gassman. Vega on the outside. Triple block was up. And they eclipsed the sun on that occasion. Timeout, John Costi, Hawaii. Up 3. The block party is on. Welcome back. Let's check out the first Hawaiian Bank top 3. Hawaii's most competitive series is Long Beach State. The only team that has actually won more in the series than the Rainbow Warriors. You see how close Hawaii and Stanford are, and USC, which was in the house just last week. They're in the number 3 spot in another very close all-time series. But Hawaii trying to create some space on that front, as well as here in the second set. Pass by Enriquez, right side set goes to Beatty, and out of the timeout, Stanford gets the quick point. And there is that effervescent smile from Eric Beatty, which was so present throughout the match last night.
Great celebrator is Eric Beatty, that's for sure.
Had 8 kills, hit just a .36, but you can tell he has a pretty high ceiling. He's going to be something to be reckoned with in his Stanford career. Here's Kupono Fei. He's something to be reckoned with right now for the Rainbows, especially tonight. 7 kills, 11 swings, still goose egg on the errors.
He's putting on a show on the outside, hit 636. Normally on the year, Kupono Fei hits around 200, just under.
We're going to have a violation against Stanford to say that Bischoff went up over the net to get that set.
We got the net cam here, we can find out. Goes up and ball is completely over on Hawaii's side of the net. That's a violation. Good call.
Outside, here's Vega. Great dig there by Rosenmeyer. Fei off the block and down. Oh boy, he is percolating. Red hot. It's now a 7-1 run here for the Rainbow Warriors. They've extended the lead to 5. Middle set, Rakestraw. Off the block and out. Mole thought he had maybe gotten him. But it's a point for Stanford.
I like the way Stanford, though, went to Rakestraw there. Even though it was obvious it was going to him, they've got to feed him more, even if he's got blockers that are committing on it. Good blockers like Mole.
And now Beatty to serve. Backside set. Fei had to just try to knuckle it as it was tight to the net. And Vega and Rakestraw made quick work of that.
Got to put an asterisk by that error by Kupono Fei. I think that Jennings Franciscovich would be more than happy to take it as a setting error. It was way too tight and inside.
First error of the match.
Oh, look at that pass by Tui Letter.
And then the set to Mole, who pounds it home. Yeah, that was pretty exceptional there from Tui. Hendrik Mole now 5 kills, 5 swings, batting 1,000, but the 2-hand diving pass got it going.
Rainbow Warrior Volleyball on OCSports is sponsored by Strong and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Welcome back. Hawaii taking set 1. 25-13. They're up here in the second. 15-11. Out of the timeout. The media intermission of the set. Gabo Vega able to hammer down his 5th kill of the match. High volume swings, though. 5 kills on 16 attempts, 5 errors, so he's flatlining it as a squad. Stanford a little better here in set 2, hitting 167, but still 102 overall for the match. And Vega couldn't get it over the net. If you're just joining us, Hawaii winning that first set and extending its set win streak to 30, which is now a program record. They can tie another program record for home match winning streak, which is sitting on 18 going back to last year. They would tie it with a win tonight. How about that dig by Mole, and then the set to Faye. Vega pops it up. That was pretty. Enrique's trying to set him up, but he has to two-hand it over. Middle set, Gassman sends it down, and Hawaii up a handful.
Patrick Gassman picks up his first kill of the night. He's had more success behind the service line, where he served 10 serves tonight for the Warriors.
Into the net. Charlie Wade saying Hendrik Mole a little bit in his own head from the service line here as of late. He says you should see him in serve and pass and in practice. He's hitting 70 on the gun and just driving it into spots. And he is able to rear back. It's pretty difficult to deal with, as you can imagine. Stein Von Tilburg, speaking of difficult to deal with, that's his 5th kill on 8 swings.
Last time Mole had 3 errors and no aces, and you'd think with the guy that hits it at 70, he's going to get at least 1 or 2 aces on the night.
Well, he started popping some floaters at one point just to try to get it in. Outside. Clay Jones is denied access by Jennings Franciscovich, and only Jennings Franciscovich. Timeout Cardinal.
Well, Jennings sensed that Jones was going to go down the line, so he said, you know what, I'm going to drift out a little bit further and turn this ball back into the court for a block solo. Great move by Jennings.
7th solo block of the season for Jennings Franciscovich. Let's check in with Ryan Kalei-Suji.
Hey, thanks, Kuno. Well, one player who's really trying to motivate his team is Evan Enriquez. Of course, the junior out of the Big Island has a great support system here. His family, Mom Julie, Father Guy here. Of course, his brother Corey, older brother, had a stint here at the University of Hawaii. And here's an interesting fact. Next year, when the MPSF switch to 8 teams, 4 out of the 8 teams will have an Enriquez on it. That's, of course, Evan here. Emmett is going to be playing at Cal Baptist. And their 2 twin brothers, both Avery and Addison, will be playing at Concordia and Grandview. So the Enriquez is really taking over the MPSF. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot. And unfortunately for them, Hawaii won't be in the MPSF, so the at least conference regulated trips to Hawaii will end. They're going to all have to hope that their programs schedule some non-conference games here at the Stan Sheriff Center. But, I mean, you talk about
pretty amazing
volleyball ohanas.
That's right. Well, we did talk to John Koski about when the MPSF and Big West split into 2 leagues. He said, don't worry, we're going to be coming back to Hawaii as much as my athletic director will let me. He loves coming here. One of his favorite places to come, one of his favorite places to recruit.
Well, he said, you know, what makes it a lot more enjoyable, and I think this is the case, Stanford having as wide a network as it does, right? He says, when we come out to Hawaii, we have alums all over the place. We got parents of some of our players, and they take us in, and they feed us, and they take us to the beach, and they take us around the island. He says it's a really thorough experience.
Yeah, it really is.
Out of the timeout. Outside set goes to Clay Jones, dug up over the net, but out by Stein Von Tilburg. That's another area. I mean, we talk so much about Von Tilburg and his hitting prowess, but what he has been able to do in terms of progressing as a defensive player, it's been remarkable.
Yeah, it really has been. You know, for a big guy at 6'9", he loves to go to the floor and go for diving saves and going into the bleachers and going over the bench and going over press row. He doesn't mind giving up his body.
Meanwhile, the gas man strikes again. Hawaii up 6 here in set 2.
Sub in for Stanford, Jacob Thienan. Only played 5 sets this year. Not much stats.
Another freshman. Set goes backside to Jones. Goes off of Gassman and out. So in comes Kyle D'Agostino.
High school All-American out of Florida. Mom Lori played at South Florida. Sister Mackenzie played at University of Florida. And he played on the USA Youth National Team and Junior National Team, that same pipeline that Hawaii's Joe Worsley has been on, and Kapono Fay.
Back row set, it's Rosenmeyer off the block. Good scramble here. The swing by Beatty. Chance now for Hawaii. Back row, it's Rosenmeyer. Dug up by Enriquez. That is going to be a point for Hawaii. Net violation against the Cardinal, and that wipes away a fantastic up by Evan Enriquez. And we're now going to have the insertion of Austin Mataltia on the Hawaii side of the net. Kupono Fei will come to the bench, and he hears a strong ovation, deservedly so. Meanwhile, on the other side, another frosh in there for Stanford. Mason Tufunga, a 6'5" freshman from Costa Mesa, California.
He knows how to kill the ball. 50-plus kills in 2 times in high school. And he had, what, 148 kill match.
That's incredible. Overpass by Enriquez. Chance here for Hawaii. Jennings! Second touch hammer. I mean, he has an eye-popping type of highlight every single match, it seems.
He does something different every time. I love the way he's twisting and turning in the air and becoming more offensive and not just dumping the ball over, but attacking it like he just did.
Middle set. That one put down with some definity by Jacob Fainin, 6'6" freshman from St. Charles, Missouri. He has played marginally at best here this season.
His high school records for, he holds the school records in kills, kill percentage, aces, and blocks.
Here's Mole. Dish off the dig. We're going to have a joust at the net. Stein diving, one-hand save. Mataltia two-hands it over. Backside, here's Tufunga. And the southpaw can't get it down. Tui busted out the spatula. Tufunga again. And this time a net violation called against Mataltia.
Tui Lefta showing us how the pancake works, just putting his hand right under the ball and popping it up. I think he just got fingertips on that one. I don't think it was the full back of the hand. What do you think?
It was a very thin pancake, if anything, yeah. Fainin with the serve, misses long. Point for Hawaii. And we're going to have a challenge here. John Costi thought that was an ace. And so he uses the ping pong paddle.
Another way to get a third timeout in. He's used up both of his timeouts. Good way to slow Hawaii down.
So Ernie Ho will take a look at this. By the way, the officiating crew tonight. Luis Ventura up atop the ladder. Ernie Ho down on the court. He'll do the reviews. Ryan Scudder, Sam Montalvo, the line judges. You be the judge.
Oh, that's a good call. Out.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough there to overturn the out call. You know what's so funny is we become so popular here along press row, especially with the people that are sitting in the first 3 rows behind us, because we have the monitors.
Yeah.
And overhead, they don't. It's a mandate that they don't show the replays while the officials are reviewing them overhead.
Right.
And so we have people peeking over our shoulders. We become very popular in these moments.
Speak for yourself.
Well, you're always popular.
I've got the bigger screen. Come on.
You do. I'm sitting here with some screen envy here on my side.
From that angle there, you can't tell if it hits the line or not. Clearly, the linesman, he puts his hand up right away, puts that flag up right away, like he knew what it was, so he was pretty committed on that call.
Oh, they will reverse it. So it goes in as an ace, and Charlie Wade befuddled by the reversal.
He's as befuddled as we were.
Oh, bit of a surprise there in the result. And John Costi, the challenge works.
Goes from a 6-point lead down to a 4-point lead in a hurry.
18 serving 22. Fainin with the serve. Franciscovich goes to Stein on the backside. And Von Tilburg delivers kill number 6.
Stein showing he's got that wide bend. He can hit that one down the line. He's not strictly a cross-court hitter.
Entered the week tied for 2nd in the nation in kills per set. And another double-figure match last night with 21. Tufunga caught it fat, sends it long. They will say there was a touch, though. And the Hawaii players, shoulders shrugging, palms pointed upward. Matautia telling Charlie Wade, I didn't touch it. And so Charlie Wade grabs the ping pong paddle, and we got some review challenge drama here in set 2.
So Charlie Wade says, I can play that game too. After all, ping pong is a game where you hit it and then you hit it again right away, right?
Yeah, it goes back and forth in rapid succession.
Yeah. We'll take a look here and see if...
So the challenge obviously is on the touch, which was called. Did Matautia get a piece of this?
I don't think so. You know, Austin's the one who instigated the challenge, told Charlie Wade, Coach, I did not touch that.
Yeah, Charlie looked at him dead in the eye. Matautia shook his hand, saying there was no touch. And that's his story, and he's sticking to it. The question is, does Ernie Ho see a touch?
I'm thinking, here we see, I think this is the best view right here, which is this one. Let's see if Matautia's little finger gets touched. It doesn't look like it.
If it was touched, it is that pinky finger. It is that pinky finger. That's
exactly.
it.
It would have bent back.
He calls a touch. And it is a point for Stanford. Charlie Wade.
Matautia saying, you know, I didn't touch it.
The expression says it all. So 2 challenges that go the way of Stanford. And now it is Mason Tupunga, who has a couple of aces on the season with the serve. Misses it wide. The crowd will proclaim athletic justice's serve. So aloha ball for the Rainbow Warriors in set 2. And Austin Matautia, who can do some damage from the service line, sends it across. Outside it goes Vega, the set a little wide of the antenna. Chance here for Hawaii. Here's Stein, roll shot block, popped up by Mole. Jennings goes cross court to Rosenmeyer. Gets the touch. Point for Hawaii. What a set by Jennings Franciscovich. And make it now 31 straight set victories for the Rainbow Warriors. And once again, they'll have an opportunity to crack open the broom closet at the SSC.
You know, the biggest stat, obviously, the ones that highlighted kill percentage for Hawaii, 460, and Stanford only hitting 153. Hawaii again holds their opponents to like a 190 percentage. So Stanford doing Hawaii doing a better job of defending Stanford tonight. 9 blocks to 3. That's huge. Hawaii struggled out of the gate the last few weekends and not getting that many blocks. Tonight, block party's definitely going on.
Was able to pull Charlie on the side. Charlie Wade, head coach for Hawaii, just a few moments ago, and said, so are we going to see some changes here in this 3rd set? And he said, no. He goes, this time of year, we're locked in with our rotation. Maybe we'll see, like we saw in set 1, Rado Parapunov or Joe Worsley late in the set, but this is his crew. This is his group, and they've served him well, right?
They really have. I can see him putting possibly Matautia in for Rosenmeyer, since Rosie's not having a great night hitting. He may put Matautia in for him instead of Kupono Fei like he did in the last set.
Well, this seems to be the starting rotation that he is committed to, at least for the time being. Can't argue with the results here so far. Fei sets up Rosenmeyer. Did he get a piece? It doesn't matter. There's a net violation against Stanford, and so Hawaii strikes first in the 3rd set.
I'll tell you the other reason Charlie was being cautious in that comment about we're going to keep the same lineup. It's because so many matches have been won this year where one team's jumped out to a 2-0 lead and they come back, the other team comes back and wins 3-2. The MPSF just has a way of doing that.
Rosenmeyer, he's going to take a half-hearted swing. Chance now for the Cardinal. On the outside, it's Clay Jones, puts it right down in front of the diving Brett Rosenmeyer.
In fact, Hawaii has actually been snake bit by that 2-love lead, but when they lost at Long Beach, they're up 2-0.
That's right.
Lost the next 3 sets. So I think, Charlie Wade respects all these MPSF teams, and he's not going to take too many chances. He's going to wait until he gets a lead, like he did in the first 2 sets, before he makes any sort of substitution.
Not only did they lose the last 3 sets that first night against Long Beach State, but then that momentum was hard for them to turn around. They ended up getting swept the next night. The only 2 losses for Hawaii this season.
Exactly.
So 2 serving 1. Here's Kupono Fei having himself a match. 8 kills, 14 attempts. Outside it goes to Jones, off the block, off the shoulder of Franciscovic. Bumps it by Mole to Rosie. Jones shanks the dig, but it's chased down by Vega. Free ball here for Hawaii. Franciscovic, backside, no blockers up for Stein Von Tilburg.
Oh my goodness. Everybody thought the set was going to go to the middle, a hitter, Mole. Great scramble play by Stanford again, could pop up. But in the end, Clay Jones makes the fatal mistake of committing in the middle because he thought the set was going to go there and leaving Hawaii's most prolific attacker alone.
Fei sends it into the net. Yeah, that's worst case scenario right there on the blocking front.
It really is. It's almost unfair to the back row diggers who are going, wait, can somebody please get in front of the guy, Ben Tilburg? We're getting shell-shocked back here.
2 serving 3. Beautiful pass there by Tuileta. Fei from the back row. Great dig by Enriquez. The liberos putting in work here tonight. On Tilburg, hard cut, one-hand diving save over there on the far side by Beatty. And then the off-speeder by Clay Jones. The changeup, if you will, finds the floor.
Well, I thought Van Tilburg's cut shot was pretty good, but, you know, it gets popped up by Beatty. But I love this little roll shot by Jones even better. He found a way to get through that block.
So we're tied at 3. Hendrik Mole hanging up in the air long enough to go off the block and out. That's one of the, when that connection works, one of the more picturesque connections that Hawaii has to offer. Jennings Franciscovic, who gets so high off the floor. Hendrik Mole, who also can just bolt off of the floor.
Exactly.
It's almost like a baton handoff more than a set kill.
Almost ballet-like.
Block stout there for Hawaii results in a free chance here. Jennings, backside to Stein, 2 blockers up. Good job by Bischoff to keep it alive. Jones from the opposite position. Forget about it. Gassman and Rosenmeyer.
Terrific dig by Paul Bischoff that time because Stein took a rip at it. Bischoff popped it up, gave Stanford a swing to get the point, but Gassman would have none of it.
Look at the blocking numbers tonight. 10 for Hawaii, 3 for Stanford. Back row set, it's Vega! Getting the gas face again.
Make that 11 blocks for Hawaii. Patrick Gassman loves the solo block, and he loves the serve and play back row defense.
Goes from 0 blocks last night. Gassman tonight with 5. Jones, right there is Fei off the ricochet. Franciscovic, back row to Mole. What a save by Enriquez. That was incredible. The block again by Hawaii, though, winds up on the Hawaii side. Rosenmeyer finishes the sequence.
What a rally. Both sides coming up with terrific plays to keep the ball alive. And the ball even dancing on the cable one time.
And another early timeout by the Cardinal. 4-0 run for the Bows. Let's check out how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank, CMAC.
Well, this particular play is going to be Jennings Franciscovic making a play at the net. He gets a nice pass up there. He gets close to that and then goes up and twists and turns in the air and becomes an offensive attacker. There's a great shot of Hendrik Mole. Gets out of the way, and then Franciscovic just takes over as a hitter. And that's how it works when your setter becomes a hitter.
Joining live action, it's Gabo Vega putting it down on the Hawaii side. Vega has been productive here this weekend. Had the 11 kills last night. He's got 6 tonight on 24 attempts. Working hard. Here's Rosenmeyer. Sends it long. Has not been Rosie's best performance over the course of these 2 matches this weekend.
Rosie, I believe that was his 4th error. He's hitting 5 kills, but he's got 4 errors to go along with it. Hitting 0.67. We've seen Matautia sooner rather than later.
Rosenmeyer, who has played so well here in recent weeks. Sometimes it just comes a little bit more difficult. Things have looked very easy, however, for number 4, SVT. That's his 8th kill.
Now, there, again, the block will form. 2 blockers up. He just finds a way to go line there and tool the left hand of the outside blocker. He's also got the cut shot. You've seen that as well.
Back row set, it's Jones, dug up by Stein. Here's Rosenmeyer off the block and out. And a pump of the fist by Rosie. 6th kill for him.
He yells back, hey, thanks, Stein, great dig.
Here we go.
Look at this pop-up by Stein Van Tilburg. He loves playing defense, taking more and more pride in that part of his game.
Enriquez overpass. Gassman can't put it down. Chance here for Hawaii. Back row, it's Fay. Sends it long.
Set a little bit low. The opponent had to change his approach and run that down. Not quite the location he wanted.
Just the 2nd hitting error of the match for Kupono. 8 kills, hitting .375. And Jacob Thanen out of Christian High School in Missouri, once again to serve. Sends it long. Getting back to Stein Van Tilburg, 8 kills, 14 swings, no errors. Have you seen anything in terms of the adjustments that John Costi was talking about?
Yeah, I see that Stanford's trying to get 2 blockers up, and they're trying to take us cross court, both of which I think are good moves. The only problem is Stein just finds a way to get the ball down.
And the roof, once again, making its presence felt for Hawaii, Gassman and Fay. You know, another thing that has helped on that front, we talk about the adjustments Stanford makes against Stein Van Tilburg tonight, is they're getting more production out of guys like Kupono Fay. Even Brett Rosenmeyer, even though he's hitting a low percentage with the 6 kills, Jennings Franciscovich able to spread the wealth a little bit more and keeps that defense honest. Sets up Stein here, though. And that had some oomph behind it. Great dig there by Beatty. Vega over the double block. And it's a point for Hawaii as that misses the court.
Yeah, you know, Stein's attempts tonight are way down. Normally he's got twice as many attempts as the next player. Tonight he's got 14 attempts. Fay's got 16. Rosenmeyer's got 16. So as you said, and then Mole's got 8. So it's a much better distribution, I think, by Jennings tonight, don't you think?
I concur. Serving 6, that's an ace! Rosenmeyer taps that end line.
I don't think we'll see a challenge from Coach Costi on this one. I think this one is well in.
Hawaii up 13-6 in the 3rd. Vega adjusts the feet against a triple block. Sends it long. Point Hawaii. Does John Costi wait for the media timeout, which is 1 point away? No, he does not. Signals for a timeout. Hawaii opening things up. Welcome back. Time now for the Fujitsu air conditioning cool play of the match. C-Mac, take us through it.
You know, this is Jennings Franciscovich with a little side set twister that didn't get called. It came out cleanly out of his hands. Watch this, how he turns and twists and shoves it to the outside. Luckily, Rosenmeyer was ready. A lot of players would not have been ready for that one. It was more that he was going to set the ball straight up. The easier set would have been to Van Tilburg right next to him.
Out of the timeout, great straw getting the side and the point for the Cardinal. Through the turnstile tonight, 4,516. If I'm not mistaken, that's now in sequence 3 straight matches where Hawaii has set a season high in attendance. People are starting to...
I think they're starting to catch on.
Get clued into this thing. This is something special potentially here. I mean, Stanford is not at full power, as we mentioned. Jordan Eward, their top hitter, didn't make the trip. But this is still the Stanford Cardinal, and Hawaii
#1 recruiting class in the country.
And Hawaii
bunch of
has
good freshmen.
handled them in convincing fashion to this point.
Yeah.
Outside, it's Kupono-Fei continuing his onslaught. That's 9 kills for him. Hawaii gets to 15, and we'll have a media time.
The Kupono-Fei in that line shot there, you know, it's his favorite shot. He loves to go down there. I'm surprised more teams don't go out to the antenna and just post a guy out there and have him stand there and make Kupono-Fei cross court. Of course, he's got a pretty good cross court shot as well. And tonight he's just lighting it up with 9 kills, only 2 errors. He's hitting .412 on the night. Normally he's a .220 hitter or something like that, so he's having a big, big night.
Hawaii hitting .418. Let's check in with Ryan Suji.
Hey, thanks, Benoit. Well, Coach Costi here on the Stanford sideline, really trying to help motivate his team, saying we need more energy. On the Hawaii sideline, you know, they're not necessarily talking about this 31-set win streak that they have going on, but you can see that there is a sense of urgency amongst the players during the huddles. They definitely want to get out of here in 3 sets, and the players, as well as the players on the court, as well as on the bench, are definitely playing with a sense of urgency. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. Yes, the streaks continue. 31 straight set victories now for Hawaii. That's a new program record. Coming into tonight, they were riding a 9-match sweep victory streak. They've won 14 straight overall. 18 straight here in this building dating back to last season. Now, a win tonight ties the home winning streak, which was set back in 87 to 89. So you're talking about the Allen type of days.
It's 30 years ago.
Yeah, Carlos Briseño, that group.
This is pretty special what's going on right now. And I'm glad the fans are turning out in more numbers because the players, I can tell you for sure, to a man, appreciate the support.
But you just don't do that. 31 straight sets in the current landscape of men's college volleyball, you just don't do that. Middle set, Rakestraw, diving save by Von Tilburg. See the Rainbow baseball team up on Sacred Heart. They're looking to keep their winning ways going as well. So good volleyball and baseball being played here this spring.
And softball.
Yeah. Here's Stein. Yes, softball getting another win tonight against Marist. And they're going to say that that is a roof, that went off the block and in. You had the Rainbow Warrior players looking at Charlie Wade, and he said, no, it was in.
Yeah. So no challenge paddle. No challenge paddle from Charlie.
9 serving 15. Here it comes from Vega. Franciscovic. Oh, you saw that one coming. Took that early leap and then just levitated. No Stanford players are jumping with him. And he was able to just do his thing.
They were waiting to jump with Henrik Moll, who was right there on top of Jennings. But Jennings dumped it down before the block could even get organized.
What a weapon. And then he delivers the ace. I mean, you start to run out of adjectives and superlatives when describing what is happening here over this stretch. The swing by Beatty. Dug up over the net. Moll tries to chase it down. Did it get over? No. So the return by Moll, you got to applaud the effort. According to the official, Luis Ventura did clear the outside of the pin, so the ball was still live, but it wasn't ultimately returned. But the crowd, very Akamai, still applauds that effort by Hendrik Moll.
No. Use left side.
After tonight, Hawaii will pack up the bags. It will be an extremely difficult road trip coming up. 2 matches at BYU in Provo, Utah, one of the toughest places to play.
If not the toughest place to play in the league. They have an amazing home record. And you're playing at altitude, and you're playing in front of a very knowledgeable, very rowdy fan group. It's the students they just go crazy for their volleyball team.
Vega off the block and out. They're going to call a net violation against Hawaii anyway. After the BYU series, Hawaii will come home for its final 2 regular season home matches, March 24th and 25th against CSUN. So again, running out of opportunities to see this very special team in person. They've been putting on quite the entertaining performances as Stein von Tilburg gets stuffed again. So a couple of rare moments. Stein, not one to usually get denied. It's a 3-0 burst here by the Cardinal. And into the net it goes from Rakeström.
The set streaks, the second best set streak in the MPS set. The best is 18 by Long Beach State.
18. And even that is an incredible number.
It is. It is.
Middle set. A great swing by Feinen. How about the pickup by Tuileta? Outside, it's Jones. No picking that one up.
Good swing by Clay Jones. Picking up kill number 10.
13 serving 18. Cardinal trying their best to hang in there. Two-hand pass there by Fay. Backside, it's Stein. Right down Kalakaua Avenue.
Block just can't get there fast enough. Gotta give a lot of credit to Jennings Franciskovic for setting the ball low enough and fast enough so there's a split block right there for the outside hitters to hit. Fay's face split blocks. Rosemeyer's face split blocks, and so has Von Tilburg.
Stein and Kupono's numbers identical offensively. 9 kills, 18 swings, 2 errors. They're both hitting .389. Stanford gets the point there on the swing by Eric Beatty. Kyle D'Agostino in and back to serve. Played the last couple of seasons primarily behind All-American setter James Shaw. Did play heavily in 2015, though, due to a leg injury to James Shaw. Assuming more of a reserve role here in this middle portion of the season. The block right there in the middle by Feinen, who has given them some good contribution after subbing in for Stephen Moy. This time turning back Pat Gassman, getting a little revenge for Moy earlier.
Costa asking for some energy, got some right there.
And now the crowd trying to supply some energy. Beautiful pass by Fay. Middle set, Gassman. Dug up over the net, and then Gassman is stuffed again by Feinen. 2 solo blocks by Jacob Feinen. And it's a 3-0 Stanford run. They're back to within 3.
There's a dig by Enriquez that set the whole thing up. But Feinen, give him a lot of credit. He's only played in 5 sets this year, and he's playing like he's a veteran.
The largest lead of this 3rd set for Hawaii was 8. It's down to 3. D'Agostino takes something off. Franciskovic goes backside to Stein. When in doubt, find Stein.
Van Tilburg at it again. Down the line, tooling the outside blocker's hands.
And that's 10 kills, double-digit kills for Stein for the 16th time this season. Only 5 matches in which he's played that he hasn't reached double figures in kills. Goes out on the serve, though.
My guess of those 5 times is he might have been pulled 2 or 3 of those times and not played an entire match.
Well, one of them was night 2 against USC when he was pulled in the first set and didn't come back in.
Exactly.
So I think you're onto something there on that theory.
Stanford's serving up some BBs right now.
Net violation against the Cardinal. point for Hawaii, and those are the kind of mistakes. You can see some of the smoke oozing up behind the collar of John Costi. Some of the mistakes that they made down the stretch in set 3 last night. It really cost them an opportunity to win a set that they probably should.
They could have easily won the first and third sets last night and been up 2-1 going into the fourth.
Outside, here's Vega! Jennings, Franciscovic! Return to sender! All by himself.
He goes up high, just drops in on that angle shot of Vega's. Most of the time, the attacker will win that battle. Unless you're facing a guy with a 42-inch jump who drops into your best shot.
Yeah, he had armpits over net there. Blocks Vega again. Hawaii ends up with it on its side. Stein, one-handed in the air by Enriquez, but it'll go down as a kill. And Stein lets out a growl in celebration. And a 3-0 rainbow run to put themselves back up by 6 and create some breathing room here. Rosenmeyer to serve. Set rake straw. And K-rake did rake on that occasion.
Well, he's tough to stop. He just hits at a different angle. When you're 7 feet tall, you tend to attack the ball differently. He's got 7 kills and no errors in 10 tries, hitting the mirror home 700.
Has an older brother, Ken, who is a triathlete. You gotta get the height on Ken. See if he's up there in K-rake range. Kupono Faye. That's double figures for Kupono now. 10 kills for him, hitting in the upwards of 400. And it is aloha ball for Hawaii, and they will rise. Aloha ball for consecutive win number 15, consecutive sweep number 10, consecutive set number 32, consecutive home win number 19. Can they close the deal? Anastasiadis with the serve sends it home.
Funny, Anastasiadis said last night when he went in, he was subbed into a similar situation. He said, the last thing I'm going to do is serve out, from match point. And tonight, I think he's just trying a little bit too hard there.
Still aloha ball. And now Gabo Vega. The Iolani grad with the serve. Pass by Rosenmeyer. Franciscovic to Faye. Blocked and roof. Rakestraw says not just yet.
Faye called for the inside set just to do something different. I'm not sure an inside set going into a 7-footer is the best idea. My guess is he'll stay wide on the pin this time.
Still aloha ball. Here's Faye on the outside. The tough shot. He's blocked and roofed, but a net violation called against Stanford. And that is how it ends. Just like last night, it ends on a whistle by the official, but hold the phone. John Costi with the ping pong paddle extended wants to review. They can review a net violation.
That's what they're discussing right now with Ernie Ho. I'm sure it is the net violation. And I'm pretty sure our net cam will show that there was a net violation. It was pretty obvious. Net was jumping pretty hard during that block. We'll see.
Previous reviews went the way of Stanford. Ernie Ho. The crowd, most of whom are still standing, they are waiting on every breath of Ernie Ho right now. Do they go home? Do they get the tacos?
Yeah.
Does the win streak continue? It's all riding on this.
Yeah, this is a lot riding on this television show that Ernie's watching. I'm not sure we'll see it as well on this shot right here. I think the net cam, if we have it, will show it more clearly. There's the net cam view. Watch the arms of number 5 on the outside right there. Oh, it looks like he caught his elbow on the way down.
Yeah, I mean, there's some violent action on that twine there.
Watch Bischoff on the way down. Ooh, hard to tell here. He gets blocked. That's a difficult call from that position. Here's a better shot right here. Watch number 5, Bischoff. Makes a good block, then his hand gets caught, is hanging over the cable.
All right, so here we go, the headset coming off. Ernie Ho, is this the end? Yes, it is. And this one is over. The Rainbow Warriors are still streaking.
Really? Streaking, Cano? Is that when you have all your clothes off?
Hey, it was a key to the game. Ekahi Elua Aloha. It has been the theme here for now 10 straight matches. Hawaii ties a program record for consecutive wins at home, with now 19 dating back to last season. They continue to ride a new program record for consecutive set victories, which now stands at 32.
Amazing, just amazing.
Bank of Hawaii presents the players of the match. Clay Jones, 10 kills for Stanford, hitting .227 with a block and 2 dig. And how about the stat line for Jennings Franciscovich, filling all kinds of categories: 31 assists, 3 kills, 5 blocks, and 5 digs. Hawaii improves to 20-2, now 10-2 in the MPSF, and by our calculations, officially clinches a spot in the MPSF playoffs.
Exactly, and they've got some tough matches coming up, especially the 2 next weekend at BYU. I'll tell you, I will buy you a new car, Canoa, if they go 3-0, 3-0 against BYU, and I'd be happy to buy you the new car. How's that sound? But that's a tough road to hoe up there at BYU. But they're playing so well right now. I'm not sure I bet against them.
Are we talking sedan? Can we bump that up to an SUV?
Yeah, you can do SUV.
Okay,
That's
we're
fine.
doing that. All right.
And then the following weekend, CSUN comes into town, and they are fun to watch. They've got a guy who hits 400 on the outside, and they got the leading ace leader in the MPSF. So that's going to be going against the Rainbow Warriors in a titanic battle, and that'll be a lot for seeding that one. And then the next weekend, they go to UCLA, and that's always a battle. Well, great finish to the season for the Warriors.
Well, it's all on the record. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a new ride, courtesy CMAC. Let's check out Scott Robbs. He has Charlie Wade.
Coach, congratulations. It seemed like, again, tonight, your defense set the tone for your team.
Yeah, we're pretty good, pretty dialed in early on. Really liked the way the guys were focused on serve receive, and like you said, from the service line where it all starts, and defensively we're pretty solid all night.
Okay, you guys have officially clinched the playoff spot, but I know your goals are loftier than that.
Yeah, but it's still nice to get out of the way than coming down that last weekend. But I think this team is worthy of something a little higher, and we're just taking them one game at a time. I know there's a lot of talk about this streak, that streak, whatever. We're just trying to get better and come out here, and really appreciate the fans coming out tonight. I hope we put on a good show for them, and they'll be back out in a couple weeks when we get back.
All right, Coach, sets up a big matchup in Provo next week against BYU. Your thoughts on the Cougars and also playing up at Provo, where the altitude does funny things with the volleyball?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're a good team. There's a lot of stuff going on there, and it's, be 4-hour time difference for us, obviously the altitude. And, oh, by the way, they got a lot of really good players, which kind of factors into it. But I know we're really looking forward to the challenge. They slapped us around pretty good here last year. We know we're a lot better team than we were, and really looking forward to this challenge.
Thanks, Charlie. Congratulations.
Thank you. Aloha.
Canoa, Chris, free tacos.
There you go. Jack in the Box providing 2 tacos to every fan when Hawaii sweeps. They may have to rethink that sponsorship and promotion deal here after what Charlie Wade and company have done in this building. So now, can we start to come to a conclusion or a realization about this team? Can we graduate to sort of the next level in thinking here, where is Hawaii good enough? If they play well, they can win just about every match?
They really can, and I think the real test is going to be, these last 6 matches are really going to be the telltale signs, because they're playing 2 of the top 3 teams who were picked to win the league. BYU and UCLA were picked to be the top teams in the league. Long Beach was 3rd, Hawaii was 4th or 5th. And so I think that
6th, actually.
Or maybe 6th. Yeah. So now they've got to play 2 of the teams that the coaches like best to win the MPSF championship. They've got to play them 2 of the last 3 weekends. That's going to be the real telltale sign how Hawaii plays in those matches.
But I think the confidence level is such that they
through the
feel
roof
like
right now.
if they play well, and I think you can define that in various ways. There are different ways to interpret that. But if they play well, who's going to beat them? What team out there can beat them? It's going to be telling, certainly, these next 2 matches on the road against BYU. But the confidence level as high as this program has ever seen.
And how about Ohio State losing today?
Got swept.
Unbelievable.
By MPSF member and
UC
future Big
Irvine.
West member,
how about that?
UC Irvine. All right, that'll do it for us. For Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Don't forget about the post-game show. Another sweep for the Rainbow Warriors. They'll return home March 24th and 25th against CSUN. I would say, go buy some tickets. Until next time, aloha.